Have you ever wondered what would happen if all the women on Earth disappeared overnight? A crazy question, right? But here's the thing about hypotheticals. They're a lot like jalapenos. They might make you sweat, but they also fire up your brain, get those neurons sizzling. So picture this. You wake up one morning and poof, all the women are gone. No more mothers, sisters, wives, girlfriends, or even that barista who always gets your coffee order just right. It's a man's world, literally. Now, this isn't about being anti-men or pro-women. It's a fun, playful thought experiment designed to explore the impact of women on our lives and society. We're not just talking about the obvious stuff like, who's gonna tell me I can't wear socks with sandals? But also the deeper implications. So buckle up as we dive into a world that's suddenly missing its better half. Imagine waking up to a world without women. Sounds like a bad dream, doesn't it? Suddenly, guys, you'd be living in an uncooked breakfast reality. That's right. Those pancakes, scrambled eggs, and cinnamon rolls you love so much, poof, gone. You'll be left staring at a box of cereal, a carton of milk, and a plastic spoon, wondering how to assemble the puzzle. And remember that pile of laundry that magically disappears every weekend? Well, it won't be so magical anymore. Picture this, a mountain of dirty clothes towering over you, your favorite shirt now a habitat for a new species of fungi, and you left to wonder, how does this washing machine contraption work? Then there's the garden, once a vibrant oasis, now a jungle of untamed greens. Your once immaculately manicured lawn would turn into a wild prairie, while you'll be left scratching your head over which end of the lawnmower is up. And let's not forget the emotional void. That comforting voice that soothes your worries, that constant cheerleader in your corner, the one who makes sense of your muddled thoughts, all gone. You'll be left to navigate your emotions like a ship lost at sea without a compass, the chaos, the confusion. It's like a comedy of errors, except you're the star and there's no director to yell, "Cut!" It's a world where every man becomes a jack of all trades, master of none. But hey, don't lose heart just yet, fellas. On the bright side, you now have full control of the TV remote, no more romantic comedies on movie night, and that bathroom cabinet, it's all yours. No more navigating through a sea of creams, lotions, and potions. But let's face it, the world without women, it's like a pizza without cheese, a burger without a patty, a bagel without cream cheese, essentially edible, but not quite right. So, gentlemen, who's gonna do the laundry now? Scene script. Without women, guess what? The world as we know it would turn topsy-turvy. Imagine the disruption of social structures. We all know that social institutions, from families to governments, are built on the balance of gender roles. Take that away, and you're left with a society that's like a one-legged stool, wobbling and unstable. And then there's the economy. Oh boy, the economy. Picture this, the cosmetics industry, kaput. With no women to buy makeup, perfume, or skincare products, these businesses would go belly up faster than you can say mascara. The fashion industry, we'd all be walking around in sweatpants and t-shirts within a week. Silk ties and designer suits, forget about it. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. Some industries might actually thrive. Take fast food, for example. With no one around to remind us about the importance of a balanced diet, we'd be living in a world where pizza for breakfast is perfectly acceptable. The drive-through line at your local burger joint would wrap around the block. And let's not forget gaming. Without women to roll their eyes at us for spending hours on end playing video games, the gaming industry would explode. New releases would be celebrated like national holidays. Of course, there would also be some unexpected consequences. You know those shopping trips you always tried to avoid? Well, guess what? You're now in charge of them. That's right, every last one. From grocery shopping to picking out your own clothes, you're on your own. So guys, the next time you think about a world without women, remember this, it's not all beer and video games. The social structure we know and enjoy would be disrupted. The economy would be in shambles. And worst of all, you'd have to shop for everything yourself. And just when you thought you could escape shopping trips, you realize you have to shop for everything yourself. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather not in the room anymore. Imagine a world without women. It's not just about missing out on the smell of a fresh batch of cookies or the sight of a perfectly organized living room. It hits a whole lot deeper, right into the core of biology. Yeah, that's right, we're talking about the extinction of the human race. You see, Humans, like most species, reproduce sexually. That means you need two to tango, a male and a female. Without the ladies around, the dance floor would be pretty empty, and the human race wouldn't be able to keep the conga line going. The genetic variety that comes from sexual reproduction, out the window. The continuation of the species, not happening. And let's not forget about the potential for a genetic bottleneck, where the lack of genetic diversity could lead to the amplification of harmful traits. Imagine a world where everyone has the same susceptibility to certain diseases or the same allergies. Not a pretty picture, huh? But wait, there's more. Without women, the entire balance of ecosystems would be thrown off. Women play crucial roles in many species, not just humans. Think about bees, where the queen and worker bees, who are all female, are responsible for the survival and functioning of the hive. On a lighter note, consider this. Without women, there would be no more need for those pesky toilet seat debates. Up or down, who cares? And the never-ending question of whether to put the milk or cereal in first. Irrelevant. But all jokes aside, a world without women would have profound biological implications. It's not just about missing out on their intelligence, kindness, and beauty, but about the very survival of our species. So the human race would be at a dead end, literally and figuratively. All jokes aside, life without women would be like a song without melody. Imagine a world without the warmth of a mother's embrace, the comfort of a sister's advice, or the love of a partner. It's like a cup of coffee without cream, a pizza without cheese, a sandwich without the filling. Sure, you can have it, but would you really want to? Now don't get me wrong, we guys love our man caves, our sports nights, and our bro time. But let's be honest, after a while that man cave starts to feel a little cold, sports nights get a bit rowdy, and bro time? Well, there's only so much bro time one can handle before we start missing the softer touch. Women add that touch of grace, that dash of compassion, that sprinkle of empathy that turns a house into a home, a gathering into a celebration, a meal into a feast. They are the ones who remember birthdays when we forget, who comfort us when we're down, who motivate us when we're stuck. They are the ones who make us want to be better men. But hey, without women, we wouldn't have to worry about toilet seats being left up, right? And let's not forget about the endless shopping trips. Imagine no more waiting outside fitting rooms or holding purses at the mall. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But then again, who would we turn to when we can't find our socks, even though they're right in front of us? In the end, a world without women would be like an orchestra without a conductor, a ship without a compass, a story without an ending. It would be incomplete, off balance, a little lost. So fellas, are you ready to live in a world without I told you so's? I bet not. So we've seen how chaotic, dull, and lifeless the world would be without women. The immediate aftermath would be akin to a scene from a post-apocalyptic movie. A world in disarray, social structures crumbled, and the biological implications? Let's not even go there. Not to mention the emotional void that would be left behind. We've painted quite a humorous picture, haven't we? An earth filled with men fumbling around, missing the touch of makeup and the sweet smell of a woman's perfume. And let's not forget the long lines at the barber's shop, with no one to tell us how good we look with a fresh cut. But on a serious note, this exercise shows us just how important women are to our lives, society, and the world. They bring balance, color, and a whole lot of love. In conclusion, gentlemen, let's appreciate the women in our lives a little more. After all, a world without them doesn't sound so appealing now, does it?